If you wanted a guide to help set you up for an incredible year, this is it. And these 7 tips aren't just useful for this year, they're actually stepping stones that you can use to upgrade your entire life at any point of any year. So if you need a reset, if you're feeling a little stagnant, or you just want to make sure you're on top of your game and being productive, you can just save this list to refer back to whenever you need it. And I'm not even going to hold you. Let's get right into it. Goal number 1, get your looks on lock. Whatever that thing is that has been holding you back in regards to your appearance, this is the year to tackle it. I know some people might bristle at the fact that I'm starting with the looks, but if you really think about it, not everyone can change their career or move or learn a useful language overnight. But you can do your nails or deep treat your hair or pick out a week's worth of stylish outfits right now. The way we care for and present ourselves is actually one of the few things we have instant control over. And I've noticed that giving yourself these small wins tends to snowball into the bigger wins. So if there's something that you're always hoping people won't notice, or something that's just been bugging you personally, commit to facing it head on. Whether that's your weight, your skin, teeth, hair, or even if it's just your style. And if your looks are generally put together, but you've maybe been a little negligent about keeping that skin moisturized, doing regular mani-pedis, picking out items that actually flatter you, your body shape, and your style, whatever it is, make this the year you take care of it. This should basically be the year you're able to say, I've got 99 problems, but my looks ain't one. You hear me? Goal number 2, build and nurture relationships. Humans are social creatures, and no one knows more about loving alone time than me, but human interaction is good for us all. There have been way too many studies to cite that prove that quality human interactions and relationships have a major effect on your quality of life and even your lifespan. So I'd say try to reach out to someone maybe once a week. It could be that cousin that you always have a ball with at the family functions, but don't really see in between. A super cool coworker that has friendship potential. A friend of a friend that you've realized that you have a lot in common with. Maybe a grandparent if you're still lucky enough to have them. Or a parent. I know for some of us, mom or dad is that best friend figure, but sometimes, as we grow and move away and have our own things going on, we might neglect those relationships a little. Rebuild that. It could be a call, it could be a hey, let's grab lunch or dinner, whatever it might be, just nurture the relationships in your life. Goal number 3, develop a hobby. If you don't have one, get one. If you have a few that have maybe gone a little stale, you can either resuscitate those or develop a new one. Let's face it, we all want to be around interesting people. No one sits there and daydreams of dating or being friends with someone who just goes to work, comes home, eats a microwave meal in front of the TV, and passes out on the couch and then does that all week long. Hobbies come in so many different forms, whether that's reading, maybe getting into a particular genre of books, or joining a book club, or creating art if you're artistic in any way, from drawing to painting to making music or pottery. Volunteering is also a really, really solid hobby that also helps you build relationships because you're usually volunteering alongside other people. I want to also mention collecting. If there's something you're really into, whether that's vinyls or stamps or perfumes, pursue that. I know there's some satisfaction in finding that little community or tracking down your latest addition to your collection. Go for it. Take up a beautifying hobby. Have you always liked doing hair or nails or lashes? This kind of hobby can save you time, money, help you develop a skill, and expand on interests that you already have. Hobbies also open the door to meeting new people and creating very surprising opportunities. I have some content coming out on how choosing your hobbies wisely can actually open tons of doors and change your life, especially when it seems like the other doors in other areas of your life just don't want to open. Goal number 4, build your savings. So how's that savings account looking, sis? Okay, I know that's a little personal, but apparently it's a fact that most Americans could not withstand an emergency that costs $400 without going into debt. So for a huge percentage of the population, if their car breaks down, if their heating or air conditioning system gives out, or if anything unexpected pops up and it's more than $400, it's a major problem for a lot of people. And there's a reason these things are called unexpected situations. It's because we don't don't see them coming. And one thing I always say is being prepared is the most feminine thing you can do for yourself. I know we are all living through crazy times right now, but if you're currently employed or have any kind of income, saving should be one of your top priorities. A couple of sub-accounts I'd recommend to have under your savings umbrella are a rainy day savings, which I would start at $1,000 to $2,000 just for things like the unexpected situations we just mentioned, your car, your heating, unexpected health issue, having to replace something you purchased sooner than you planned to. This fund is basically about having this money on hand to tackle these kind of issues without sending your finances into a frenzy. The next one I'd suggest is a survival savings. This is 3 to 6 months of whatever living expenses look like for you. So if you were to lose your income for 3 to 6 months, this savings account should be able to sustain you without changing your lifestyle, without you having to borrow, go into debt, or anything like that. And then I like to suggest a just for fun savings. The main thing I use my for fun savings is travel. If there's a plane ticket sale and I know that that ticket is usually $1,500 or $1,000 and it drops to like $800, I can capitalize on that because that money is there. Or consider if there's an unexpected sale at your favorite store and you've been needing new coats or new winter wear, or if you need a whole new summer or vacation wardrobe. Even if there's just furniture you've been meaning to replace and that sectional or living room set goes on sale, you can capitalize on that because you have something stashed in your for fun savings that doesn't interrupt any of your other funds. There are so many amazing videos and spreadsheets on budgeting, so I'm not going to belabor this line by line, but I did want to touch on savings. In tip number 5, I'm combining exercise and meal planning. So let's start with exercise. We all know it's good for you in every way. It's good for your health, your mental balance, and of course, it's good for your physical appearance as well. So do a 10-minute daily workout video or get a 30 to 60-minute walk-in. Head to the gym if the weather is not cooperating, or if you just don't want your workouts to be at the mercy of the elements. And if there's someone you vibe with who has similar fitness goals to you, you guys can do this together and knock out both the exercise and the nurturing relationship goals in one shot. So 2 birds, 1 stone. Now when it comes to meal planning, whether you're trying to lose weight, gain weight, maintain your health, or save money, meal planning is a game changer. Also, if you're trying to practice and improve on those cooking skills, meal planning will really help with that as well. I think a weekly menu is the perfect place to start. You'll be buying all the groceries you need once a week, you're eating at home, so that's saving you money, and it's most likely healthier no matter what it is you're cooking. You'll also feel so much less guilty gorging on a vacation or a night out with friends because you'll know you're eating well most days, and that's definitely a win all around. Try to follow the 80-20 rule. 80% of eating well and 20% of what I like to call relaxed eating. And you can choose to use that on a few nights out to dinner a month or combine those relaxed days for a 10-day vacation stretch. It just depends on what's going on in your life. But do try to keep that 80-20 balance so you feel completely guilt-free when you indulge. While we're talking about exercise and meal planning, I'd also say look into a supplement or a multivitamin if you know your diet is not exactly as healthy or as well-rounded as you want it to be. And while you're at it, find a doctor that you're happy with if that's available to you right now. Look for someone who's patient, experienced with your demographic, and is just really willing to listen and provide the best health advice for you and your lifestyle. I guess I should have just titled this section General Health, but since we're here, allow me to remind you to drink your water as well. So work out, meal plan, get the water in, get the supplements in, and if you can, find a doctor that you vibe with. Goal number 6, assign yourself mandatory experiences. The mandatory experiences is one of my favorite sections to create for myself every year. If you want a baseline idea of where to start, I'd say choose 3 to 4 minor experiences and 1 to 2 major experiences for the year. I like to do the breakdown of at least 3 minors and 2 majors, but you can set your experiences up however you'd like, depending on your lifestyle and how much you like to take on. Minor experiences would include things like trying a restaurant you've been wanting to eat at, seeing a site in your vicinity that you've never made the time to visit, maybe heading to a play or a museum or any kind of cultural event you've been wanting to attend but never really seemed to plan. Or you could just go to a game. Whatever it is, choose 3 to 4 of those. And then choose 1 to 2 major experiences, whether that's something like a big trip or a major purchase. I like to focus more on experiences than flat out purchases, but if you've been working towards your dream car or dream home, that would absolutely count as a major experience. But in regards to smaller purchases, even though I love to shop, I do notice that when I look back on a year and gauge its success, I'm never really like, oh yeah, this year was great because I bought the most handbags and shoes. It's the years where I do the most, have the most fun, and spend the most time with the people I enjoy being around. Those are always the years that I rate highly in hindsight. So try to give yourself experiences more so than purchases. But like I said, if you've been wanting and saving for something like a really classic investment piece, and that happens to be a specific handbag or pair of shoes, then that can totally be an experience as well. Goal number 7 is to plan and self-educate. It's really impossible to overstate how important planning is. How many times have you meant to do something, call someone, go somewhere, or just accomplish some kind of task only to completely forget about it? Planning keeps you on top of your game, saves you time, and helps you prioritize what really needs to get done. I'm the type of person who enjoys a physical pen and paper planner, but you can adopt whatever system works for you. In regards to self-education, you can self-educate on any topic. Pick something that you want to learn more about and can hold yourself accountable to focusing on. That can mean watching YouTube videos on this or reading books on this topic. It doesn't have to be something that's going to financially cost you. Of course, if you want to spend a little something, there are always classes that you can take on pretty much any subject. Ultimately, self-education gives you something productive to work towards. It allows you to take a subject and decide that you will know more about it at the end of the year than you did when the year started. And if you're drawing a blank on topics to self-educate on, I'll throw a few out there that I don't think anyone can go wrong with. I definitely would suggest human behavior, understanding how humans are built, basic human needs, how our brains work, and why we do what we do. I'd also recommend personal finance. I think we all know that that's important. Just understanding how to make money, keep money, and grow money. A foreign language. Languages always open doors, whether to careers or to communities, especially if you have family members or in-laws that speak a different language. Lastly, I'll throw in cooking and baking. You'll always need to feed yourself. You might want to fix delicious meals for the people you love, and you'd be surprised how much bringing a meal to someone can mean to them, whether in a time of celebration or when they're just going through a tough time. At face value, these things might sound relatively simple, but an incredible life is not about one huge change or one huge moment. It's about creating several smaller productive goals and habits and being consistent with those to see some real life change. And with these 7 tips, you'll set yourself up for an incredible year and for many incredible years to come. I hope that was helpful. Cheers to a phenomenal year, and until next time, stay feminine.